Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the unthinkable has happened. The Snyder Cut has leaked onto HBO Max. Was it a conspiracy or was it an honest-to-God mistake? Let's talk about it right now. Hey everyone, how's it going? Matt Jarbo here, $3 Theater, and this is some big news, some crazy news, and news that I was actually reporting on live during my podcast Real Board, where we were talking about the Snyder Cut and we were talking about the new Darkseid reveal, and then all of a sudden this news broke, and if you think I'm kidding you, I'm not. This is an image right here that was posted by a Hollywood Reporter journalist named Ryan Parker showing us the 4:3 aspect ratio of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And of course, the opening credits with Bruce going into the town to meet Arthur. This is not a drill. This is real. This was actually first reported by a guy here named the Doug Said, who took a couple screenshots of it and shared it around. And he says here that they figured it out and they cut the feed, but he can say that the first hour or so of the Snyder Cut exists and that it's the best DC film he has in fact ever seen. And that's actually a pretty big deal. So what we effectively know is that the Snyder Cut was leaked out to some extent, right? Only about maybe an hour and 41 minutes were maybe ultimately available. And I say that because there was an image that was posted of Aquaman and you can see the timestamp as well as how long that was available. So I don't think the full 4 hours was going to be something people could see, but people did get to see quite a bit of it, as some clips have been making their way around Twitter. The most important of which is the one people have been waiting for, which is the nightmare sequence. There's about a 45-second clip of that's showing itself around. I saw a few seconds of it in order just to get this screenshot to show you guys that it does in fact exist and it is in fact real. And you need to watch yo ass when you are on the internet for the next couple of days, because this is going to be going around now. I fully expect at this point there to be some serious spoilers dropping before the end of today. But this is what the Hollywood Reporter is saying about this. Justice League surprises some HBO Max subscribers with an accidental debut. For reasons unknown, when users attempted to play Tom and Jerry, instead, the 4-hour film for the Snyder Cut played instead. So several other users have noticed this error, so it's definitely not something that is considered a fallacy, that it's not a hoax, it's not a fake out. This is in fact people who are watching this. The guy who saw it was this guy here, Doug Bass of Charlotte, North Carolina, said on Twitter, this is the guy who you're looking at, the Doug Said. Now, Bass says that he's like, I just wanted to put on Tom and Jerry for some background noise while I worked, and instead I watched an hour of an amazing movie. And of course, HBO Max has not been immediately to comment. We haven't seen anything coming out of any of the people involved yet, but this is very much a colossal failure. This is a massive failure on HBO Max's part, because look, we know that the movie has been out there. We know that certain people have already seen it because they've already talked about being able to see it for the course of the week. Critics and reviewers have been able to watch it to some extent. We know that there is a virtual premiere, I believe, next week that a lot of people in the Snyder Cut fandom have been invited to. And we know that people are hotly anticipating this one. And this does feel like a bit of a conspiracy, because it's like there's been every time something can go wrong with this movie coming to HBO Max, whether it's the leaked trailer from DC fandom, right? Or today when you had this Twitch advert that featured Darkseid, that was a big factor. A lot of people were fighting over the fact that like they were sharing it because they didn't know that it was a real legitimate, advertisement. They thought that it was a leak. And then of course, here comes an hour later and like this exists. So I don't know what's going on. A lot of people out there are under the impression that this is something that Warner Brothers is doing as a way to smite Zack Snyder, as a way to hurt Zack Snyder, and as a way to fundamentally damage this property. I don't think they understand the resiliency and the resolve of the Snyder Cut fandom. These people aren't going to go away. These people aren't going to like not watch it on repeat during its opening weekend. They could watch it now. Look, let's just be real. Okay. Like an hour and 41 minutes was potentially available. Clips of it have been put out there, which means that probably somebody was recording it using some device or another, whether they were recording it on their computer or they were recording it off their phone on their television. There are going to be recordings of this that are going to be circulating around for the foreseeable future. That's a reality. Are there going to be 4chan posts breaking down the plot of the first hour of some change of the movie? Yes. Are there going to be Reddit posts talking about the nightmare sequence? I'm pretty sure they're being typed up right now. Are these clips going to circulate in private circles? The answer to that is probably yes. I've been keeping my ear to the ground to see what pops up in some circles to see what's there. So far, nothing, but they are actively aware of it and they are talking about it and they are giddy. This is like the leak of all leaks, to be fair, and it was a mix-up. Or some people are claiming that it was an active attempt from someone at Warner Brothers to further sabotage the film. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or not. I don't want to believe that it is, but this is definitely a mistake. And someone is definitely getting fired for this thing. But my question then becomes, what happened? How did it switch gears for Tom and Jerry? And how many people were watching it without saying anything? That's my question. I would love it if they were able to release the internal data of how many accounts were watching it, but they probably won't. They're not going to want to draw any more attention to this than necessary. But in the meantime, oh boy, we are in for it. This is going to be a very interesting scenario going forward. Hold on to your butts, folks, because it's about to get fucking wild. And I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section. We'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a good one and peace the hell out.